Hey guys, Luis Hayes here to another React Native tutorial in English. On this video I'll show how to create an input range component in React Native. So without any further ado, let's get started. So here you have a very basic page, just a safe error view, the title, the subtitle, this content section and a footer. Inside the content section we have our input range component, and for now the input range component is just returning a single view, right? So we have some styles, the container, the content, title, subtitle, but this is not important right now. So for the input range component we need some props like min value, max, the steps. And the step is by how much we wanna increase or decrease our values, title, and a function. And these functions will make the current value available on the outside component right here. For now you can set the properties right here. Min, let's put 9/5, and max will be 2022. So this will be an input range for a year interval. So the title, steps for this case will be 1, and the on value change function get the range and just console.log the range for now. So let's import the style sheet. Const style sheet.create. So we need a container view with no style for now, and inside the container view we need a view. Let's call this style header, and right here we have our title. So let's import the text and let's create the styles for the head and title. I will just copy those styles, but basically the header is a background color, the border top width 1, border color, border bottom width, the padding horizontal 20 and padding vertical 10, and the title is font size 12 and color 777. And let's save. Right, the home page background, let's make it brighter, and here let's create another view that will be the container for the range itself. It's styles.range container, and let me copy this style. It's just a padding horizontal. Since the padding horizontal and the padding vertical is the same value, it's just padding. A background color FFF, a border color, and bottom width. The first element inside the range container will be another view with the labels. So let's call styles.labels container. And now for the labels, we're gonna use the text component, but later on this video you're gonna change to a text input component, right? So it's just a min, and let's copy and do the same for the max, and let's put some style right here, label, the same for the max value. And let's copy the styles for those two, the labels container and the label. The labels container, you're gonna use a const width. It's created right now, and it will be the flex direction all, justified content space between, and the margin bottom 18. The label will be a color 333 and font size 12. So let's create this const width will be dimensions. Let's import dimensions for React Native. Get window width -40. So there is, the labels are already in the right position, and we need another view. Let's come with track. So style dot track, and the track is the line behind the knobs. I don't know if track is a good word for this view or trail, but let's call track, and let's copy the style for the track. There is, it's just a height of 3, background color the same I'm using for the borders, and border radius also 3. As you guys notice, I'm just learning English right now, and feel free to correct me in the comment sections below. Any advice will be very welcome. Above the track, you're gonna need the animated.view, and this animated.view you have a different style. This style will be a animated style, and right here we can import the hook use animated style to create this style for the animated view. So const style line, we receive the use animated style, and the animated style is a hook from react-native-reanimated that returned a style object. So let's put background color orange, the height 3, a margin top -3, a border radius also 3, a width, and this width will be a animated value, but for now let's put some value like 100, and I just use the style line right here, and we translate X, that also will be a animated value, but for now let's put 0. And there is, we have a line view with 100 pixels and 0 for translate X. And if I change this value, let's put 200 and I don't know, a 50 for translate X, and save, and it's working. So let's back to 100 and 0 and move on. So now we need to create the knobs for control the input range values. So let's create a view, and inside this view we're gonna use a pane gesture handler for React Native gesture handler, and inside the pane gesture handler another animated view, and this animated will be our knob. So we're gonna use 2 styles for this animated view. So you create an array of styles, and the first will be styles dot knob. Let's copy this style. The knob style will be position absolute. The height will be the knob size. Let's create this const. So const, and the border radius will be knob size divided by 2. The border color, border width 2, background color, and margin top will be minus knob size plus 8, and margin left -8, right? So now let's create a function to handle the onGesture event. So onGesture event, and we call this function for gesture handler 1, because we're gonna have 2 knobs. Const gesture handler 1, we're gonna receive a use animated gesture handler. Let's import, and this hook have the onStart function. Let's copy this, a onActive function and the onEnd function. And both of these functions have a event and a context. But for the onStart, we don't need the event param, so just skip this param. So you're gonna need a const x knob1 and will be use shared value, and the default value is 0. Let's import the use shared value from react-native-reanimated. And now on active event and context, we have the x knob1 dot value receiving the event dot translation x. And now we need to create animated style for the knob, style knob1, and will be use animated style and return transform translate x to x knob1 dot value, and let's copy this style and put right here on the knob1. So now you can move this knob, but it's not limited to the view. So as you can see, it's not going very well. So the first thing you're gonna do is on start the ctx.startx, you're gonna receive the x knob1 dot value. So you can start the point gesture from the last position, and here on knob1 dot value, we're gonna test first if the ctx dot startx plus the event from the translation x is lower than 0, and if it's true, we're gonna set the knob1 dot value to 0. Else, we're gonna check if ctx dot start x plus event prompt translation x is bigger than max width. Let's create this const max width. You're gonna be the width minus knob size divided by 2 plus 6. So if context.startx plus event prompt translation x bigger than max width, we're gonna set the x knob1 dot value to max width, and else we're gonna set the value to ctx dot startx plus event from translation x. So now, as you can see, the knob is working properly. I also want to create another value, scale knob1, and the default value is 1. And on active event, the scale knob1 dot value, we're gonna receive 1.3, and on end event, we're gonna back to 1. And here on the knob1 style, you can create a scale, and it's gonna receive the scale knob1 dot value. So now when I move the knob, the size increased by 30%, and when I stop move, back to the normal size. Now we're gonna create another knob. Let's duplicate this, and on gesture event, we're gonna receive the gesture handler 2, and the animated style will be style knob 2. So let's duplicate also those constants. So the x knob 2, the full value is max width, and scale knob 2 is 1. So let's copy this gesture handler function and rename it to gesture handler 2. And now the xnob1 value will be xnob2 value, and the scale will be scale 2 value. And let's duplicate also the style and rename it to style knob 2, and use the xnob2 value and scale knob 2 value. And the knob 1 can be bigger than knob 2 in value, and the knob 2 can be lower than knob 1 in value. So let's do some changes. Gesture handler 1 function, and the knob1.value, ele can be lower than 0 e ele can be greater than knob2.value. And the gesture handler 2, the knob2, the xnob2.value can be lower than xnob1.value. If it's the case, just set to knob1.value. So now, as you can see, it's working. And now you need to use the value of knob1 and knob2 to control this line. So the width of the line will be the xnob2.value minus the xnob1.value, and the translation x will be the xnob1.value. So now when I move the knobs, the line follow the xnob1 and xnob2 values. Now, as I mentioned before, we have to change this text to a text input, because the children of the text can be animated. So you're gonna use a text input, and you need to create an animated component from the text input. I will create a const animated text input, and this is gonna be the animated create animated component of text input. And I will change the text by the animate text input, and remove this value and close the component. Let's duplicate this. The default value, let's keep it 0 for both, and editable to 0 both, and editable to false. And now we need to use the animated prop to display this value. So we're gonna use another hook, use animated props, and let's close this styles and gesture handler functions. And right here we're gonna create const props label 1. You receive the use animated props, and this return some animated props, and the prop we're gonna animate it is the text. So the text for the label 1 will be the method.round of our min value plus the xnob1.value divided by the max width times max minus min divided by steps multiplied by steps. Right here I convert the screen size, screen width, to our min and max values, right? And the divided by steps and multiplied by steps to value increase step by step. Let's duplicate this and props label 2, and right here just knob2.value, and right here animated prop will be the props label 1, and here animated props will be the props label 2. And now when I move the knobs, as you can see, the labels are gonna receive the current value of the respective knob. So now we need the min and max value available on the outside component. And I don't want to call the onValueChange on every moment when I moving the knobs. So the better way to do that is using the onEnd moment to call the onValueChange function. But the onValueChange can be executed directly inside our onEnd event. We're gonna use the run on JS, and the way to do this is run on JS, pass the function onValueChange, and the parameters needs to be in a separated parenthesis. So right here we create an object like min xnob1.value, and max will be xnob2.value. And let's copy this and use on gesture handler 2, exactly the same. So you just need to use the same math.round. This is for knob1.value, and for knob2.value is the same, but just change it to knob2.value. And then let's copy this entirely and paste here. So now when I move the knobs, the min and the max values are the same, showing on the labels. So now if I want, I can use the same component. Let's duplicate this to another propose, like my wage, and let's start to 0 to the 500,000, and the steps and 1,000. So as you can see, if I change this value, will change by 1,000. I can do this 10,000. I think it's better to the my wage. So when I move, increasing by 10,000. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel, and hit the like button.